Columbia, they said enough is enough. They're now beginning to suspend students that refuse to remove themselves from doing the right thing and following the rules when it comes to protesting on campus. Take a look.
Now to that breaking news, Columbia University suspending students. The university has a tense standoff today throughout the Columbia University campus. Students were given until 2 p.m. this afternoon to leave the encampment or face suspension. They refused.
That deadline also prompted large protests outside the campus. This, as the university says, it will not meet the key demand from protesters to divest from Israel. And the university president also adds graduation will go on.
Lots to unpack tonight. Eyewitness News reporter Stefan Kim live at the campus on Morningside Heights with the latest breaking news. Stefan.
Well, Bill and Liz, as promised, Columbia started suspending those students who did not leave the encampment by 2 p.m. They were bracing for that, but if they expected that today's announcement and deadline would calm things down, that most certainly did not happen. If anything, it was the most energized these protests have been since they started. Columbia University's announcement, it will not divest from Israel, breathing new life into the student demonstrations, with hundreds of students marching around the encampment on campus.
This is a movement, an anti-war movement. We have sparked similar Gaza solidarity encampments across the nation and even across the globe.
The Ivy League school also telling student protesters if they didn't leave the encampment by 2 p.m. today, they're risking suspension or probation until next June. Students say they're also being threatened with evictions from housing and possible expulsion. Protesters say they're ready to escalate.
We will not be moved unless by force. This university previously divested from apartheid South Africa. This university had a movement against the Vietnam War. This university understands what it means to be principled, but it is buckling.
The university, meanwhile, is exploring alternative internal options, indicating calling the NYPD likely isn't one of those options. The school will also only allow on-campus protests by application and with 2 days' notice in authorized locations. Columbia says it also offered to develop an expedited timeline for review of new proposals from students by the Advisory Committee for Socially Responsible Investing, the body that considers divestment matters. Demonstrators calling that offer insincere.
While the administration offered us a timeline for review of divestment proposals, they refused to give us any commitment that the ultimate decision would be binding.
This Jewish student says last week he and his brother were verbally and physically harassed on campus. But once the school locked out the outside agitators, it has been better. He supports this peaceful pro-Palestinian rally, he says, but says he's not backing down.
It's important that I be here to show other Jewish and pro-Israel students that we're not going anywhere. We're not going to be intimidated off our campus, even though we experience discrimination and harassment.
These people is walking around with flags that's not American, demanding things, setting up tents. Where's all of these tents coming from? Who's giving this money? And they basically playing bully ball tactics on campus. This is crazy.
I'm a Jewish student at Columbia University. There's nothing anti-Semitic about protesting genocide, so that's why me and so many of my fellow Jewish students, as well as some amazing Jewish faculty, have been here in solidarity with Palestine, protesting for Palestine, because we understand that no one is free until everybody is free, and that's true for Palestinians too.
The university wants the encampment cleared by May 15th for graduation. Student protesters say they'll return to the table if the university discusses divestment. The university says it's not going to do that. So here we are again, apparently back at square one.
And they're at an impasse. So this is pretty interesting to see this junk just spiral out of control. One of the things that I wonder every single time, because the university, for example, is saying, well, we're going to start suspending students and expelling them or removing them from housing. How many of these people that's actually on campus are paid protesters? And more importantly, how many people are on this campus that's not even University of Columbia students? What do you have to lose? What can you threaten me with if I'm being paid and I'm not even really a student at Columbia? So we got to keep an eye on that. Again, I'm not going to expound on it. I don't want to go into it and deep dive into it, but I'm ultimately watching this to make sure that we can stay informed on what's happening out in these streets. The DA, the district attorney, actually issued apologies yesterday, and I want to play that for you guys, so take a look.
New developments about a New York district attorney who defied a police traffic stop, and it was all caught on camera. Monroe County DA Sandra Dorley posted a video apologizing for her actions.
Last Monday, I failed you and the standards that I hold myself to, and for that, I am so sorry. What I did was wrong, no excuses. I take full responsibility for my actions. I fell short of the values I've held for my entire 33-year career. I didn't treat this officer with the respect that he deserved. All police officers deserve respect.
The video went viral, showing Sandra Dorley ignoring the officer's orders, dismissing his warning that he would give her a speeding ticket, and then calling his chief during the stop. Dorley now says she is referring her case to a DA from another county for review. She said she will discipline herself because she would have disciplined any of her employees for behaving this way.
It doesn't even matter because she'll be fine and she'll do well and she's not going to have to worry about anything. And this will go away just like every other situation where there's something that somebody that makes the news. And all you got to do is wait a week or two and then stay out of trouble, and you're not going to have to worry about bringing yourself back to the front of the congregation. Nobody cares about if you discipline yourself. That's just all optics, and who knows and who cares. But she's issuing this apology because she want to make sure that she keep that $200,000 salary, which I would too if I was her. So I don't necessarily blame her for issuing an apology. I don't really know how you hold yourself accountable for that, but I don't know. That's a whole nother conversation. And then last but not least, homeowners in Los Angeles are revolting and speaking out against the fact that they was all protesting and looking to defund the police because now their homes are getting broken into multiple different times and nobody is coming to rescue them. Check it out.
A brazen burglary caught on surveillance camera in Mar Vista. Thieves seen making off with thousands of dollars worth of property, but this may not be the only home they targeted. Neighbors in the area say the break-in is just the latest in a series of burglaries targeting their community.
KTLA's Omar Lewis joins us live in Mar Vista with reaction from residents and the latest on that investigation. Omar.
Yeah, Micah and Cher, the LAPD confirms in just one day they responded to multiple burglaries here in the Mar Vista area.
That boy looked like he about to go and sing a Motown song. Ooh, sing it, boy. He looked just like he about to go on stage. Otis, ain't nobody come to see you. Got that wet set, no mustache, smooth face, and that makeup on. I see you, big dog. I see you. Ooh, I can't help myself. Listen, who's reporting the news is just as important as the news itself. That boy looked like he about to hit the stage. I've got sunshine on a cloudy day. Boy, if you don't get that wet set. Where is your stash, man? I understand the hair. I know he going for a throwback. I know that's what he got going on. All I'm saying is I was trying today. I said today, because today is supposed to be a serious show, ladies and gentlemen. And I said to myself, Anton, what does serious look like? And if you were on the national news and you had to do this on Good Morning America because you want your $30 million, what does that look like? How do you have to perform today? And I said, I'm going to stay focused. I'm not going to put myself in a position to start cracking jokes and start having conversations that have nothing to do with what we're talking about. But how can I focus when this man don't have no stash and he looked like he just came straight from the Temptations? I'm just saying. All I'm saying is ain't nobody come to see you, Otis. Oh, shoot. All right. Y'all ready to get back to the show? Quick hits. We on the first segment. We got to get at least through the first segment. Quick hits, ladies and gentlemen. Come on.
Residents now have their guards up after the same group of...
He probably ain't no older than 21, 22 years old. You know how them old school dudes... I'm sorry, just give me a second. Let me get these thoughts off. Do y'all know how these old school, like, no matter how young those guys were, when you look back at those old pictures of your father and your great-grandfather and stuff like that, They all look 54 and they was 23 years old. They all look 54 and they was 23 years old. I don't know why they look so seasoned. Why did all of those guys back in the 50s and the 60s and the 70s look so seasoned? He looked just like those guys. That's seasoned. This guy probably ain't no older than 24, 25 years old, bro. Real talk.
Burglars appeared in multiple surveillance videos with the similar plan of attack. Residents of Mar Vista say surveillance videos like these from homes in their community showing burglars in action are being captured all too often.
For example, they'll break through glass, sliding glass doors and that sort of thing.
In multiple cases, the burglar's MO is the same. In broad daylight, someone, often a woman, walks up to a home with a mask on and knocks on the door. When no one answers, moments later, multiple men smash their way in. The same group is seen in several videos and pictures posted online.
It makes me feel pretty unsafe. Thankfully, I have a dog, but, not feeling great about that. I just installed, Amazon has those like Blink cameras. I just installed one of those outside my house.
The homeowner in this case tells us burglars hit his home on April 20th around 5:30 in the evening while the family was out to dinner. When they arrived back home, this was the aftermath. The victim says this is the fourth time they've been hit in 5 years.
I think that one of the worst feelings in the world is to have your personal belongings in your personal space that your kids and your wife and your family live in be molested. That's what they did. You go through all my stuff, you touch my stuff, you searching for stuff. I know that you can get the stuff back, so it's not necessarily about the stuff, but it's about the fact that I've been taken advantage of and none of your stuff feel the same. And it just feels nasty. But this is the environment that y'all created because y'all wanted to make sure that y'all created laws that benefited the criminals instead of benefiting the people that pay their taxes and pay your salary.
With burglars taking off with everything from appliances to a gun. The LAPD confirms on April 20th alone, there were multiple burglaries reported in the Mar Vista area.
It's disturbing. It is. It's been on the uptake.
Richard Schultz has lived in Mar Vista for 35 years. He says just this past weekend, another of his neighbors became the victim of burglars.
First heard a siren, a police siren, and then we heard go by our house in a fast pace a car. Turns out that there was a break-in happening.
In a nearby burglary on Sunday, pictures and videos posted online show the criminals taking off in a white Honda SUV. For people who live in this community, they're taking steps to protect themselves.
Usual suspects. Yellow eyes, big nose, chocolate face, Pooh Shiesty mask. If y'all see somebody walking around in 95-degree weather with a Pooh Shiesty mask and a hoodie on, they coming to get you, big dog. They coming to get you. Usual suspects, Pooh Shiesty mask, yellow eyes, they probably smell like weed. Where's the neighbors? Y'all don't have no community no more where y'all paying attention to what's happening to y'all neighbors. It only take one person, one situation, one person. I'm going to sit there and you going to knock on my door. And I'm going to just be very, very quiet. Act like I don't hear you. Soon as you come through that door, whoosh. Soon as you come through that door, whoosh. Everybody getting it. Oh man, I thought my life was in danger. He lunged at me. No cameras on the inside, big dog, only on the outside. No cameras on the inside. Soon as that brick come through that window and you stick your head in, whoosh. Got to start making examples out of people, bro. Got to start making examples out of people. Just be quiet. Let them come in. I know we had a conversation about gun laws yesterday. We're going to revisit it today. Yes, we are. And I just couldn't believe it. I just couldn't believe it.